Hey there, everybody. It's Justin and Dylan. And welcome to this 30-minute flow and go practice. Now, this practice is for all levels. So if you've never done yoga, this is a great place to start. And if you have done yoga, I invite you to really invite yourself into the feeling of a new student. So let's get started. All right, everybody, welcome. If you have a yoga mat in your house, great. If not, you can always do this practice without a yoga mat. Maybe just if you have carpeting, you may just want to put on some socks or maybe your bare feet, depending on what is going to help you not to slide. But yoga mats are great. And if you have yoga blocks, you can use those as well. We're going to use those in some of our poses today, especially in the beginning and at the end. So this practice is going to encompass a little bit of restorative yoga, a little bit of movement, vinyasa yoga we call that, and then a little bit of yin yoga at the end, which is primarily opening up the connective tissue in the body, letting it flow a little bit easier, and getting some mobility. So Dylan might be here. We may see Cody pop up in the video. So I hope you enjoy the practice. We're going to begin in Supta Baddha Konasana, which is a reclined butterfly position. So Dylan, I'm going to have to ask you to slide out of the way. Come down onto your back and maybe take your blocks and use them to rest your knees, maybe. Or you can just let your knees drop over to the side. So the soles of the feet are together and the knees just drop out. Take a moment here to just relax into your mat or the space and soften into the mat. So that means let your back release, the shoulders. You can place your hands wherever it feels comfortable for you. Maybe you place them on your belly. Maybe you place one on your belly, one on your heart. Maybe you place them on your hips or your inner thighs or outer thighs, whatever feels good for you. Just relax into your mat. Allow yourself to melt. Again, just melting down. This is a restorative. We're going to take this as a restorative posture. Before we do some movement, just aligning ourselves. So if you are new to the practice of yoga, or if this is your first time here on the channel, this is the Strength, Yoga, and Freedom YouTube channel where we use the philosophy of yoga and the practice of yoga to become happier people. So right now, the challenge I have is to be soft and quiet as the cats are roaming around next to me. Maybe you have distractions in your house. Maybe you hear things outside or cars. Maybe you're near a busy street. Notice. Notice your awareness and bring the awareness right into your heart, the center of you. Soften your brow, soften your jaw. Slowly take your hands onto your legs and use your hands to bring your knees together. So the soles of the feet are going to come to the earth, knees are coming together. Take your hands around your knees and shins and wrap your hands and arms around yourself, hugging the knees into the chest. Do some gentle rocks from side to side, nothing crazy here. This practice is called flow and go, meaning this practice can be done anytime. And it's a 30-minute practice, which you can take the 30 minutes we do on social media, right? And come to our mats instead, coming into some self-awareness. Tabletop your legs and flex your feet. And we're just going to take some slow bicycle movements. Push the soles of your feet towards the back of your mat, the back of your space. Just push nice and slow. Your hands can be wherever you like. This is not abdominal work here. We're just moving some energy through the legs. Now bicycle your legs up to the ceiling. So switch a little bit and move towards the sky. Feeling the energy start to release and flow even more as you change and blood flow changes. And then wrap those knees back in, rock your way side to side, giving your low back a nice massage. And then rock a few times forwards and backwards until you land in a seat. So you can face the front of your mat or wherever you're watching this from. I'm going to face you. We're going to do a couple trunk twists or abdominal twists now just to open up a little bit. Reach the hands to the sky and then take your right hand behind you and your left hand in front of you and take an open twist to your right. Look over your right shoulder, maybe look back at your right hand. And then reach your hands back up to the center and go to the other side now. Take your left hand behind you and reach your right hand in front of you. Just notice again. Now bring your hands up to the sky and take your right arm and drape it over your head. Take your left hand and place it on your right elbow and then lean to your left. Feel the side body stretch occurring in the right side all the way from maybe the right elbow down through your right shoulder, the right side body. Come back to center, both hands high. Reverse. Left hand goes down, left arm, and then take your right hand towards your left elbow and pull your body over towards your right. Again, notice. Also notice the left shoulder, the left side body. Come back to center and bring your hands into your heart center, pausing. Pause for a moment of gratitude. Feel the openness in your upper body. Take your hands down to the mat and come into a tabletop pose, which means we're going to take the hands and we're going to place them underneath the shoulders and we're going to place the knees underneath the hips. Just sway your hips from side to side. Go slowly, noticing what's going on in the body as you sway side to side. So rock weight into your right hand, then your left hand. And then we're going to move into a cobra pose. So walk the hands forward, lengthen out through your legs and let your entire body come down to the mat. Take your hands underneath your shoulders and just slightly bring your elbows in and slightly lift your chest up off the mat. Very slight lift. Release down to the mat. Let's do that again. Lift through the chest and release down. Now breathe in as you lift up this time. Fill up your lungs with air and release down. Beautiful. Take your hands and keep them where they are. Take your knees out wider and shift back into a child's pose. So take your hips back towards your heels. Take your forehead to the mat. Relax your elbows down onto the mat. Pause. You see, when we do asana, the physical practice of yoga, it can be challenging at times, just like things are challenging off the mat. So use this practice to find your edge. We're not going over the edge, we're finding the edge, right? Come back to table pose. And this time we're going to curl our toes under and shift the hips up and back into our downward facing dog pose. Now we're going to start coming up off of the mat, moving into a few standing positions as we take a little bit of a standing flow. Press the hands down, let the heels maybe lift and drop. Relax through the shoulders, open through the chest. Look towards the top of your mat and walk your feet up to your hands. Find a halfway lift. So take your hands to your shin, send your Shoulders back, have a nice flat back here. See how your back is super flat, like someone could put just something on like a flat surface of a table. Beautiful. Now fold forward. This time, push into your feet and rise up. Big reach. This is called high mountain as we reach way up. Mountain pose. We'll move into low mountain pose, Tadasana, where the hands face forward, the shoulders are down and back, feet are firmly rooted into the mat. Reach your hands high again, high mountain. Now, open arm twist to the right, just like when you were seated. This time we're standing though, taking a twist in the upper body. Reach up to the sky. Do that on the left side. Open, twist. Beautiful. Reach high. Bring your hands through your heart and fold forward. Bend your knees if you need to. It doesn't matter if you can touch your toes or the mat. Doesn't matter. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. One more time. Halfway lift. This time, place your hands on the mat and step back to downward facing dog pose. Take a moment. Maybe look between your feet back there. Maybe your eyes are closed. Take a big breath in. Open the mouth, let it out. Look between your hands and step your right foot in between your hands. Lower your left knee down to the mat. If you have blocks, this might be a great place to bring your blocks up, and I can bring mine here to show you. You can place your hands on blocks just to kind of stabilize yourself, or you can put them on the mat, up to you. You're in a low runner's lunge. Now here in this low lunge, we're going to begin by reaching the hands up into a modified crescent lunge, or sometimes this is called kneeling crescent or crane pose. Reach your hands to the sky, relax your shoulders. Now here you might start to feel a little heat in your body building. We call that top buzz. Heat, the fire within. Bring your hands down to the mat. And then if you want to keep your left hand on a block, you're welcome to. Reach your right hand high for a nice modified easy twist. The left knee is down, the right hand is reaching. Bring your right hand down to the mat. Curl those back toes if they've flattened, which is okay. Curl them. Press into your right foot, lift your left knee up off the mat and reach up for a full crescent this time. Just coming into a little bit of strength. Adjust that back leg if you need to. Soften the left knee. Pausing. Breathing. Bring your hands into your heart center and open warrior two. That means we're going to dial back that left foot and we're going to open the arms out wide, keeping a 90-degree bend in this right leg. Reaching through the fingertips. Yes, Dylan, I know you want to participate. If you don't know yet, Dylan is my brand new kitten. He is now 6 months old. Boy, he acts like a 6-month-old, let me tell you. Now flip this right palm and reverse your warrior by reaching your right hand up and back, and you can bring this left hand down your left leg or behind you. Keep a strong bend in the right knee. Remember how I said take yourself to your edge? This might be your edge. You feel the quadricep on fire. You feel your right thigh on fire. Take a big breath in. And release to warrior two. Straighten your right leg. And then we're going to begin to shift. So this is star pose, right? We're going to reach forward slightly, lean this left hip, lean into it where the left hip shifts back. And we're going to tip into a triangle pose where the right hand comes to a shin or a block. Reach the left hand high, pausing and noticing. Bring your left hand down to the mat or the blocks. Twist onto your ball of your left foot and step up, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale, step back. Notice a difference on the right side versus the left. Look between your hands. Step your left foot in between your hands. Here's that low lunge. Dial that right knee down. Now we're back in the low lunge still, a little modified version. No worries here. We modify anytime you drop knees, always in yoga. Blocks can be there. You reach up for your Modified crescent or kneeling crescent. You can keep these back toes curled or you can flatten the foot, up to you. Breathe. Bring your hands down to the mat, right hand down, curl those back toes, and lift that left hand high for a modified twist. Reaching and noticing once again. Bring your left hand down, back toes curled, push up from the knee, lift up into your left side crescent. Now, if this does not feel good for you or you're brand new and you don't like the feeling of this just yet, lower the right knee down to the mat and you're back in the modified version. Open Warrior 2. Dial that right heel down, reach both hands either direction, soften through the shoulders, bend into your left knee. We're pausing yet again. We're noticing yet again. Shoulders drop, flip your left palm, reverse the warrior. The right arm can be behind you as the left arm reaches up and back. And we pause and we notice. You could look up at your left hand. Maybe you're looking directly in front of you like I am. Now come back to Warrior 2. Straighten your left leg. As we shift this right hip now back, we shift the left arm forward and we tip over in triangle pose on this side. Right hand will go high, left hand maybe on your shin or the block if that's there for you as well. Taking your time to just notice. Now slowly bring the right hand down to frame this left foot, spin onto the ball of your back foot and step up, forward fold. Halfway lift, forward fold, stand up, root and rise, reach high and bring your hands into your heart center. Now notice how you feel now. Do you have a little bit more equal feeling in the right versus the left? Do you still feel a little uneasy or uncentered? That's very, very, very normal. We're gonna come into a tree pose and we're gonna go down to the mat again. So ground into your feet, bring your hands to your hips. Take your left foot and ground it into the mat. Bring your right foot to a kickstand, right over your ankle, or you can take your right foot to your left calf, or you can even reach down and bring your right foot into your left thigh. Maybe you bring your hands to your heart, maybe you keep your right hand wherever you are, maybe you just keep it here. And you can grow your branches at any time. So any of these variations of tree, you can grow those branches. This could be your tree, this could be your tree, this could be your tree. We're just not putting the right foot on the left knee. And relax. Stand up nice and tall. Reach high. Bring your hands through your heart. Low mountain again, Tadasana. Right foot is grounded. We move into the left side of tree. So notice what's going on in your left foot. If you want to make this kickstand, if you want to do the calf, or if you want to bring it all the way up to the thigh, your hands can stay here. They can come here. They can go up. You can take them out. You can goalpost them. You can do genie arms. It doesn't matter. You get to choose. Feel the flavor of each pose. What is it doing in your body? And release. Beautiful work. Reach high, hinge at your hips, and fold forward. Take a halfway lift, and then step your way back to downward facing dog. Lower your knees to the mat. Cross your ankles behind you and come to lie on your back. So we're gonna move back onto our backs. Now take your left foot and place it right on the mat, and take your right foot and cross it over your left thigh as we take half pigeon on our backs. You have an option. You can stay right here. You can press your right knee away from you, or you can reach through your legs, your left leg specifically, and pull your left thigh towards you. I like to sometimes take a block here and I place it underneath my sacrum so that it simulates that I'm against the wall. Now you can go against the wall if you want a little deeper, but this should feel really good on your right hip. You can even take your right foot into your left hand and hold this right leg at an angle that feels nice and safe for you and secure and opening, softening. If you want to let that left leg go, you're welcome to. Place your left foot back down on the mat, remove the block if you have one there. Then take your right foot off of your left leg, and we're gonna switch sides. This time, cross your left foot over your right thigh. Again, you're welcome to stay right here. You're welcome to thread that needle in between the legs, the right leg specifically, and reach that right foot towards the ceiling if that feels good for you, or go against the wall, or take your block, place it under your low back. Notice the opening in the left hip, maybe some opening in the right leg or right thigh, right hip. Release that right foot down, uncross your left, off of your right. If you have any props, remove them. And just take some gentle windshield wipers with your legs as you go back and forth, noticing the release in the hips, low back. And now let's come into an inversion, and we're gonna call this inversion waterfall, which is the name of it, but we're gonna call it waterfall as well, because sometimes when we think of inversions, we think of, you can place a block under your low back too to lift your legs up if you want, but you're lifting your legs up. Sometimes when we hear the word inversion, we think we have to stand, do a handstand or a headstand or one of those, or an arm balance. But the truth is, anytime you're in any kind of situation where something, not your head, is in the air, you're in an inversion. So child's pose can be an inversion where the hips are higher than the head or heart. Ideal. Let that blood flow reverse. Beautiful. Now bring your legs back down, feet back down, one vertebrae at a time, nice and slow. And remove that block from underneath you. This time, take your feet out the width of the mat and let your knees fall in together for constructive rest. Just noticing the softening. Okay, Dylan. You're gonna have to move off the mat, bud. That's right. So notice the softening, but notice the opening. And then one final pose here before we take our spinal twist, a happy baby. So lift those feet up Grab onto the knife edges or your big toes and pull your knees towards your armpits. You can rock side to side. You can be still. You get to choose. Now release from this pose, place the feet back on the mat, take your arms out like wings, and let your knees fall over to the right for a supine twist, a spinal twist. And as your knees fall to the right, maybe you look over your left shoulder. Bring your knees back to center. And then go to the left side. Knees will drop to your left. You look over the right. Bring your knees back to center. And then give yourself one last hug. And then we'll surrender into our final pose of Savasana, where everything goes long. Everything begins to soften into the mat. Slowly, you let your mind be empty of thoughts. You let your heart be full. You let all your muscles go. And you surrender into your final rest of Savasana. Slowly begin to become aware of your physical body again. Maybe making some gentle movements in the knees or rolling out your ankles or your wrists. Roll over to either side of your body, left or right side, and pause for a moment in gratitude. Push your way up to an easy seated position. Bring your hands into your heart. Bow your chin to your fingertips in gratitude for this beautiful practice, for the space that you're in, and for your body for showing up here today with you. Lift up your chin away from your fingertips and take your thumb knuckles into your third eye center. Light, love, and gratitude to every one of you today. Let's bow forward and say namaste. Great job. Great job to Dylan. Great job to all of you. Thank you for practicing with me. I hope that this practice has given you a little bit of opening, a little bit of support for yourself. You feel a little more connected and grounded. And now you can go, right? You flowed and you go. Please hit the subscribe button if you have not already for more free yoga classes, episodes of the Strength, Yoga, and Freedom podcast. There will be vlogs coming out of some traveling I'm going to be doing, all in the hopes of becoming happier people. That's what we're trying to do here on this channel. We'll see you all very soon. Bye-bye.